it's Sydney Rose and I'm back with another art video. By the time this is posted, the trend is probably far over, but I don't really care. A little bit ago, if you've been following me for a while, you'll remember this video of when I went to spend the day in Colombia for my friend M's birthday. And in that video, me and my friend Bree did a Labubu unboxing. And you could see why I don't like blind boxes because I got a pink Labubu. I'll put pictures right here again. So I think you can see where this video is going. They've invaded again. That's right, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. We are doing another custom Labubu video. I started out with my original mini-me Labubu, and she's been on my bag since I made her, and you can see she's gotten pretty dirty, so she survived with me since I made her and through the Shaky Knees Festival and through my first experience crowd surfing. So she's been through the gutter a little bit. So I'm gonna touch this up in this video as well and make her look fresh again. Next, my custom Coca-Cola Labubu, which I turned more into a complimentary of the first one with the complementary colors. This one's been on my school teacher book bag and has seen better days because obviously I haven't been dragging around my school teacher backpack everywhere in my everyday life, just been taking it to school, and it did not go through a crowd surfing mosh pit experience at a music festival with me. That's one of the things that makes my original mini-me so special to me. For the pink Labubu, I plan to hang this one on my gym book bag. And since it's pink, I can't really do the complementary colors of either of these because the complementary to pink would be more like a lime green, since complementary opposite of the side of the color wheel. And I couldn't quite find a sweater that I thought matched the fur color as well, so got her the same sweater as my original, except this time I found a different brand that was a little bit cheaper, and you can kind of tell with the hat's a lot thinner and not as well made as this one, but I'll have all the links below for everything. A lot of brands have been redoing the same design for the sweater, so it really depends on the quality is how much you want to pay for it. But I think I'm going to turn this one into a little pop punk rock princess. So I'm thinking like Avril Lavigne vibes, but I'm still putting her in the same sweater as the other ones. But this time I think I'm going to make the skull and the little designs pink, and we're gonna customize the face because I honestly don't think I could go through another dyeing a Lafufu snafu like this one. And as you can see, it's fading pretty bad, so it under the sweater it's still like the original color that I dyed it, but the rest of the fur that's been exposed to the elements isn't doing that great, but it's okay. Also, if you hear background noise, everyone else in the house is watching TV, and in the living room in that room shares a wall with this room, but that's what that is. I don't have ghosts, I think. All of a sudden this turns into a paranormal video because it's spooky season when I'm filming this, but I have no idea when this video is actually gonna go out. Because at the time of filming this, only one of my Shaky Knees videos has went out. To put that into perspective, it's October 6th when I'm filming this, and this will probably take me a couple of days. So hello from the past and my future viewers watching this video right now. So let's get to it, and let's customize this Lafufu. Considering I'm voicing this over on November 26th, it really puts into perspective how long some of these YouTube videos take to make, but as you know, I do film a lot of my art videos in advance, and then I might not have time to do the voiceover for a while. I also have been a bit under the weather for the past few days with a minor cold, so if my voice sounds a bit off, that's why, but I'm sure I'll be better soon. But let's get to it, shall we? I wanted this Labubu to be your classic pop punk princess, so thinking of artists like Avril Lavigne and Scene Queen, so this Lafufu would still have an alt vibe, but more with the pink and the black themes you see from artists that fit this genre. I got a lot of my inspirations from creators customizing pink Labubus on TikTok, and I have all of these videos playing here as well, so be sure to check out these amazing creators. I wouldn't say my personal fashion fits the pop punk vibe, but I do like the aesthetic, and I will lean more into it when I want to add a pop of pink to any of my outfits or my makeup, so this actually seemed like the best route to take when it came to customizing this pink Lafufu. So to get started with the customization, I decided I would touch up my original mini-me while making this video, where she had endured quite a lot of dirt after the Shaky Knees Music Festival. I decided to repaint the face and try to cover the dirt stains because if I would have just washed them off, I would have also washed off the paint where I had painted her originally. Since I was not dyeing the pink Lafufu, I was hoping I wouldn't have to run into this issue again, and that's also the number one reason I probably won't dye any more Labubus. The good thing about paint is that you can layer over mistakes. Sometimes I debate on trying to re-dye the fur of my mini-me Labubu again where it's faded, but I also worry that I'll run into similar issues from the first time, but that's for another future video if I decide to do that. After I touched up the face on my mini-me, it was time to pop out the eyes on my pink Lafufu and take the color off with acetone. Right away, I realized that instead of a sticker like the other two Lafufus, the eyes were coated with a thick paint and they were not coming off with a simple wipe of the acetone, so I decided to put both eyes in a bath of acetone to soak for a while. While waiting on the eyes to soak, I decided to go ahead and start customizing the sweater. I started by painting the buttons pink and the designs on the cork black to prep them for the pink skulls for when they dried. I repeated this on the hat while I was waiting on everything to dry, and I decided to go ahead and customize the little details on the Lafufu's face. I started by coloring the nose black with a paint pen, then making the ears two different colors. I want to follow the Harlequin pattern that I did with my Coca-Cola Labubu, but I just did it with pink this time. I really like the diagonal crisscrossed colors look for Lafufus, and I think that this really fits into the aesthetic of the pop punk princess. After this, I went back to the face with the black paint pen to make the smile black instead of pink. I did this so it would show up better and match my other two Lafufus better, since I want them to all look like they're all in one same family, I guess you'd say. Just one big happy Lafufu family, all customized by Sydney Rose. I mixed some red and pink acrylic paint to make the blush on the Lafufu's cheek a bit closer to the fur color, and then I painted on one foot with black gel polish and one with pink paint to create the illusion of my Lafufu having nail polish on. After this, I figured the eyes had enough time to soak in the acetone, but I was wrong. Whatever type of paint the company used to paint and or print these eyes on was no joke and meant to stay on. For a second, I considered leaving the eyes how they were, but I was fully determined to make these eyes the way I wanted them to be in my vision. I started by scraping at them with my nail, and this did work, but it was very time consuming, and I got bits of the paint under my nail, which was very unpleasant and uncomfortable, so I really don't recommend this if you are watching for tutorial purposes rather than entertainment purposes.
This is a result from scraping off all of this paint from this eye. This one wasn't a sticker, and I'm sure I'm going to go over that in the voiceover, but that's kind of crazy. I've got this one soaking, but these have definitely been the hardest to remove so far, out of the three Labubus.
Even after I scraped everything off, the flakes were still clinging to the plastic pieces of the eyeball. I used Clorox wipes to try to get them off along with more acetone because I needed these eyes to be completely clean before I started painting them. I did end up scraping them again with my nail to get the rest of it off, and this film that was all over the eyes from this process. You can't tell because I have the video sped up, or this video would be like a 2-hour long video and no one wants that, but this process took absolutely forever, and it was at the point that I was regretting my life choices over customizing this Labubu's eyes, but I was too far in now, and I couldn't have a pop punk princess Lafufu without the eyes, so I persevered through this challenge. I finally got to painting the eyes, and the way I paint Lafufu's eyes now is by treating it like a mini glass painting. With glass paintings, you have to start with the tiny details first and then fill in the colors that are behind them afterwards. I like for my Lafufu's eyes to sparkle, so I added a bit of Elmer's glue and put glitter on top for the pink before painting in the color, but for the black, I actually have black acrylic paint, and I paint that on before the black paint to make sure that the eyes are opaque and ready to be put back into the Lafufu's face.
This is another painfully long process because you have to wait so long for everything to dry, and I am unfortunately a very impatient artist and I really want that instant gratification from finishing a project quickly, but customizing Labubus are not a quick and easy process, as you can see from this video and my first two custom Lafufu videos. So while I was doing my best to be a patient artist and let the eyes dry, I started touching up some of the details on the face with the paint pen and touching up my other two Lafufus as well. This is the part of the video where I'm kind of just going to go back and forth on everything. I drew the eyeliner of my Labubu, but then I started working on the sweater again, and while that was drying I went back to the eyes while the sweater was drying just to find out that the eyes were not as dry as they should have been to start on them again, which is the story of my artistic life. During undergrad, while I was getting my bachelor's degree, a classmate of mine made stickers of all of our art professors, and they made our sculpture professor holding a blowtorch in a very chaotic nature, and if you knew our sculpture professor, you knew that this fit her to a T, because she was a very chaotic artist and always flying by the seat of her pants with projects, but everything she did always turned out so amazing and creative. I find myself also to be a chaotic artist, and maybe that's why I decided to even customize Labubus in the first place, because for the plot, and I really like their creepy little aesthetic. Instead of painting the skulls, I opted to use paint pens because 1, it was easier, and 2, paint pens are really starting to become one of my favorite art mediums, which is something I would have never thought I'd say. One of my testing paint pen markers videos came out last week, and I still have 3 more that I need to finish editing, and I plan on making more because I love testing the different brands so much, and they're so much more versatile than you'd think they would be. I mean, look, I'm using them on a Labubu and they work great, maybe even better than regular paint. I also ended up using the paint markers for some of the details on the eyes as well because they dried faster, and that really helped me with my impatience. But while I was still waiting on the pink eye to dry, since it was taking a little bit longer than the black one because of the glue, I decided to give my Lafufu some earrings. I didn't have any more hoop earrings because I just had used some of my old pairs on my last 2 Labubus, but I did have plenty of metal toned plastic beads, so I decided it would look cool to super glue these to my Lafufu's ears so they looked like stud earrings, and this way I wouldn't have to buy more earrings. I always say to find ways to make art out of what you have, and that you don't always need to go out and purchase more art supplies if it isn't necessary, and this is one of those cases. I made what I had work, and I'm really happy with the results. I continued with the eyes after the pink was dry, and by drawing on a few layers of the Scalaro with the white paint pens. It was then time to put the eyes in and put the sweater and the hat on my Lafufu so she could be put on my gym book bag. But while I was doing all of this, one of the hands fell off, which is another nod to the quality of a Lafufu versus a Labubu, but you get what you pay for, I guess. Meaning, Labubu regular prices reflect their quality, but Labubu resale prices do not, and I still think resale prices are insane, but I digress. I just glued the hand back in with some super glue and we were good to go.
And with that, I'm done. So here's my very Avril Lavigne scene queen themed, I guess, girl punk pop or punk pop, pop punk rock Labubu or Lafufu. I'm kind of obsessed. I actually really like how the pink and black turned out way better than I thought it would. I'm really loving making my Labubus have heterochromia. Here's the trio.
But here are all of my custom Lafufus together and my pop punk princess Lafufu on my gym bag. So what do you guys think? And just to let y'all in on my next Labubu video, I got my hands on some real authentic Labubu Pin for Love bag clips, and I've been working on customizing them for the past few weeks now, so hopefully it won't be too much longer for those, so I can get the video out to you guys about customizing my Pin for Love Labubus. But with that, we have reached the end of our video, so thank you to everyone so much for 600 subscribers. It means the world. And if you like my videos, be sure to do all of the things that all the YouTubers tell you to do. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye.